So the Sonic Frontiers debacle evolves once again. This time it's thanks to the Summer Game Fest, which was a debacle all on its own. It seemed like there was going to be Sonic Frontiers news there with Summer Game Fest advertisements showing Sonic Frontiers on a few separate occasions, but then no announcement, and Jeff Keighley kept assuring us that Frontiers is at Summer Game Fest, while on the opposite end, Sega PR was saying that it wasn't at Summer Game Fest. It was very confusing, but it turns out it is there as a playable demo for influencers, and it's appointment based. The people that are able to play this game are under NDA, so technically they aren't allowed to show the game or talk about it. But with that said, there has been a lot of B-roll footage that managed to capture a decent amount of shots of Sonic Frontiers, and it has given us a decent amount of new details. First things first, the level themes from Sonic Generations are being reused for Sonic Frontiers. This was also leaked by Zippo a day or two before people got the footage. And it seems to be there's a Sky Sanctuary and Green Hill lookalike. I myself had also heard about this, and it was leaked prior as well. And there's been so much debate on whether it's Sky Sanctuary or not, and people arguing, and all this discourse sometimes can make Sonic feel like,
bro, nothing's fun no more.
But overall, a lot of these leaks have shed light on the game. We've seen the HUD and little glimpses of what these cyberspace stages are appearing to be. And I gotta say that stuff did make me feel a bit better about the game. But then comes June 13th. Multiple outlets dropped their information about Sonic Frontiers, along with their impressions and gameplay demo footage. This footage has restored a lot of faith in Sonic Frontiers for many people, and it's kind of swaying the overall consensus on the game. And I gotta say, even personally, this gameplay footage is a lot better than what we saw originally, and it makes the game look a lot more promising, and I'd be a fool to say it doesn't look improved. For example, we can see evidence of some things being fixed, like the rail switching animation error. Another plus about this gameplay is that some of the combat animations look a bit smoother and cooler, and it also helps of course that the videos in 60 FPS. We get to see even more new enemy types, a giant tower, one described as a ninja that does this claw swipe, and it even looks like it flinches at Sonic to fake him out, possibly to make you buffer a parry. We also get to see some footage of Sonic running around a bit more and completing puzzles. The overall gameplay loop of this game seems pretty fun, and Sonic Team may actually have a hit on their hands this time around, and I'm happy to say that I'm fully on board. Now that's not to say that the game is looking perfect, because a lot of the hands-on impressions have detailed there still being a roughness to the overall game, and hopefully that kind of stuff can get smoothed over by release. And if not, I still think a delay would be optimal to give these devs enough time to polish the game up properly. Azuka has stated that the team is already working long nights right now in Tokyo, and that sounds like it could be a bit of crunch. Whether that's normal for them or not, it doesn't really matter. Any crunch isn't overall good, and I want these devs to be able to work on this game with minimal stress in their work environment. Making games should be fun. I still think Sega has a lot more work to do when it comes to marketing this game. It may be looking a lot better now, and even hype for some people, but the marketing has been the one constant negative about this entire game. Their marketing needs to step up in order to make the game look more appealing, because right now, it isn't really where it could be. Even Summer Game Fest having an NDA makes it really hard for people to know where to even start with this game. Azuka said in a recent interview that Sonic fans don't understand what the game is, and that's one of the reasons it won't get delayed. Well, I'm sorry to break it to you, Azuka, that's on you guys. The marketing has caused a disconnect between everyone, so how can anyone understand the game when it's been this poor so far? It's literally on Sega to make that connection. You guys have failed to make that connection, and people are just now coming around to the game because of this new gameplay. So we are supposedly seeing cyberspace by the end of the month, and that's a good place to probably end off on, but the overall marketing needs to pick up. I think we need to see a little bit more than what we've seen so far. Show us some new stuff, some new puzzles, even show us some new islands. We don't even have to see everything on the islands, but just knowing that they exist will probably help out in the marketing, make the game feel a lot bigger than it already is. There's been a huge focus so far this month on this first green island. I think a lot of us are already sold on the open world, so cyberspace should also be the next focus in showcasing some of these levels, because there's potentially 28 of these levels, and that's a lot to show off. I think a next good step would also be showing us a story trailer. A story trailer would get a lot of people hyped. With Sonic Forces, that story trailer that had Shadow and Metal Sonic and Chaos all got everyone hyped because it was bringing back old characters and it set up the premise of the story. Even though it kind of was false advertisement and, Chaos wasn't even a boss, and we all know how Sonic Forces went. But this time around, we know a decent amount about the gameplay now, to the point where I think seeing a story trailer to fill in the mystery of the story and what's going on will be pretty beneficial. Those are the overall main things that I want to see done better for the marketing, and that way, we can have a better overall hype cycle for Frontiers. So I was wrong about Frontiers, but at the same time, not really. We just have to really wait and see and wait till the game comes out to really determine how this game is going to be. There's so many different opinions out there now, but it's mostly been positive, but there is some negative that we need to look out for. There's some genuine problems that could be addressed, or maybe not. But overall, that's my recent thoughts on Sonic Frontiers. Let me know how you guys are feeling about the game so far in the comments below, and make sure to subscribe to see more Sonic Frontiers.